Yeah, it certainly does. And Ross, I guess part of it is that Australia finds itself in an area of the world or a region where there are high growth countries, as you mentioned, Vietnam, China, India, and so forth. How can we future-proof our own nation to take advantage of that going forward? What does the government need to do?
Well, the one thing the government is doing right now is rapidly increasing Australian population. Now, the problem of that is it comes with all the pressures. You can see it in rents. So capital city rents in the past year are up by almost 25%. I noticed in Sydney today, the latest report says if you're renting an average house in Sydney right now, it's going to cost you $50,000 a year. So just think, you get your mind around that one for starters. And other capital cities, somewhere between $35,000 and $45,000. So, this is a large amount of money. So rents are rising, adding to inflation. But by adding more population, especially when there are jobs, what happens is that, A, you're filling those jobs, you're filling the taxpayer base. And so long as the employment stays strong for Australia, then hopefully our economy does slow, but it actually avoids a recession. But the real problem is if interest rates or inflation keeps on rising and unemployment starts to rise, the hurt in our Australian economy becomes really the replica of what you're seeing in the United States, Europe and the UK right now. And this is really, if you like, the reason why the Reserve Bank, there's so much pressure on it to get these settings right. And right now they're trying to glide Australia's economy into a soft landing. And of course, there are real, threats and real risks in doing that, that simply they get their settings wrong. And as a result of that, have to ultimately put interest rates up more aggressively in the future.